Good morning, Vincent. Yes.
Oh, hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Yes. How are you?
Hi, good. Well, okay. I'm just sort of had a few, like I'm sort of dealing with being kicked out of the death metal choir and the divorce has come through. I signed the papers.
You have signed the papers, right?
Yes, so that's all done. Yes. So I feel like I'm at a real crossroads, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's quite normal.
Yes. And as always in these situations, it's about whether you take the high road or the low road, and then, well, you'll be somewhere before someone else or something like that anyway, but it's a big decision for you, obviously.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think I'm more like sort of on a path.
Right. So not something to look forward to. You haven't got you can't see you can't see. Can you see the woods for the trees?
No. Well, I can't. At this point in time, I'm struggling, but I'm sure the grass will be greener on the other side
on the other
path.
Of the path. And is it a forested path? Like, are you sort of surrounded by things that could, sometimes they can prick you and you can bleed as you walk.
Yes, bindies.
The bindies. That's right.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's just one of those things. But look, I just feel like every time I talk to you, Michael, I'm always sort of on a downer, and then you pep me up, and then
yes.
And then I'm sort of, go back into a downer, and then you pep me up.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dr. Gould was pretty good because he sort of just kept me down.
Right.
With the whole goth, the goth mentality.
Yeah, they're quite dark, isn't it? But listen. Before look, I trust to start the session proper. I trust no harm or self-harm, and particularly if you're concerned about bindies. I hope you're not walking through a forest path with no shoes or anything like that, because that would be your main concern right now, I think. Yes,
well, as you know, footwear has been an issue in the past, and I have been wearing more sensible shoes.
Yes, and so has soft furnishings. But we'll maybe put that behind you. But listen, just for I'm actually driving right now because I'm off to see another client. So there'll be a little bit of car noise, and just to kind of let you know, if you hear any sort of honking or shouting, I tend to be quite a forthright driver. Some people call it aggressive. I just like to think of it as, having the right to state my opinion.
Yes. Well, and thank you for having this session while you're doing something else. You're certainly a multitasker.
Well, that's right. Yeah, no, I am obviously on hands-free because that's safety first. But so let's come to your. So in terms of, I think last time we covered, the possibility of, music therapy again. We could maybe write some songs together. I don't know if you sort of thought about that.
Well, yeah, I'd started that with Dr. Gould with the death metal song.
Yeah.
And that seemed to go quite well. Music therapy is good. I mean, I was thinking, because there's so many milestones coming up, I was thinking tick the box therapy.
Tick the box therapy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. And how did you come across that?
I just made it up because I was sort of making a list and I'm ticking the boxes, and I thought, gee, wouldn't it be good if therapy was that organised?
Right. So you want to write. So we should come up with some boxes for you to tick. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. So let's. Do you
think that's a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea?
Look, I certainly think it's worth trying. So maybe can you give me some just give me some examples of boxes, and we can maybe throw some box ideas around.
Shopping, tick.
Shopping.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you need to go to the shops.
Right.
Tick.
Tick. Yes.
Do the washing.
Do the washing? Yes, of course. Yes. But then there's always that struggle with inanimate objects, which I guess we share to an extent. But you mentioned that. Punching pillows and things like that, and getting the fitted sheet. Or that was me. That's right. That's my problem. But yes. It just brought to mind about your sort of the timing of how you feel about things, and I was wondering, maybe a way of getting this box ticking thing to feel more positive, to reframe it, so to speak, is just make a list of things you've already done.
Yes.
It doesn't matter when you did them. It could be a year ago, for example, right? So you make that list, and then you tick them all off, and then even if you've done nothing new, then you look back at your list. And there's all these things that are ticked off, and you come out of it feeling like you've achieved something.
That is a great idea, because that's how the promotion system works at my institution.
Oh yes.
You have boxes that you tick, but you've already done them, but then they contribute to your promotional path.
That's right. Yes, well, that's it. And in fact, I would imagine the way to make it through the gaslighting module is to convince others that you're not doing that, for example. That would be... It's a sort of killing two birds with one garrote, as I say.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's a really good idea. Yes. Well, okay.
It's actually.
Do I do the list or do you do the list?
Well, no, because only you know what all the things you've done, but you can't go overboard with this stuff. And I do want to say, the garroting the two birds with one at once. It's actually quite hard, and you could maybe put that on the list. But it's once you have the birds that heal, the death itself is quite silent, although it does involve quite a lot of thrashing around. Like if you've seen in The Godfather, which I refer to often as something to live life by. When they garrote people, there's windscreens kicked in from the inside, and there's that Luca Brasi thing with his eyes bulging. I mean, that's you don't want to see that. But birds are quite small, and you don't actually have to look them in the eye.
Okay. Well. All right, well, that's one thing. Yes. I'll do sort of tick the box therapy.
Yes.
I mean, they could be key performance indicators, couldn't they?
Well, yes, and then we'd, of course, maybe we'd leave that to a later session, because that I think would be a further development where you sort of annotate your boxes as to whether or not they qualify. So yes, that's a very good idea, though. I commend that. But listen, our time is up, and let's work on this. This is a good idea. And really, what I would hope is, I don't know, if you try it and it makes you feel better in between our sessions.
Yes.
Having sort of come in on a low, boosted yourself to a sort of a mid-level high or high medium, something like that.
Yes.
But then, sort of crashing afterwards. Maybe this is something that can, I don't know, make you sort of give you the ups as well as the downs. In the intervening period.
Yes. Well, it's almost like a roller coaster.
Exactly. You'd be facilitating your own roller coaster. Really, just buckle up, obviously, because it's likely to be a bumpy ride.
Yes. Well, yes, facilitating my own roller coaster.
That's what I was looking for. Exactly. Yes, that's right. Well, anyway, but our time is up, and so look, all the best. Good luck with that, and speak to you in a week. All right, cheerio.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Michael.
Bye.